Hey guys, ViewMasters reactions here, and I stayed up last night till 3 a.m. to watch The Dirt. Did a live thing. It worked out pretty good. I trimmed down like 2 minutes in the beginning and the end just to make it easier for people so they didn't have to find the spot where it goes 3, 2, 1 and they could watch along. And it is still in editing limbo. I don't know why. I actually called YouTube twice, so I apologize if you guys were expecting the watch along. A good number of you that I told that are subscribers probably knew about it and already watched it, but it's just annoying that I wanted to get it out there as soon as possible, and I stayed up for that reason. Had I known it was going to stay in limbo like this, I would have just waited till I got home from work and watched it like at 4 o'clock. But it is what it is. I can't change that now. When it's done processing, the full watch along of The Dirt will be up. I love staying up till 3 a.m. and watching these things live. So I'm going to plan on doing that a lot of times. If you guys want to sit up with me, I'll post them live and then post the video of the live reaction on my channel. So you can watch it after or you can watch it live with me, anything you want. But I'm going to do that. I hope I get the mic by the next time I do this. But hopefully by the time you guys watch this, the watch along is up. But anyway, this is the review of The Dirt. I went into this movie not knowing much about Motley Crue. I know the music. I was young. First, I'll do like a basic review and then I'll go into like spoilers just in case you haven't seen it and you're wondering what it is. I'm going to start like just what I thought of the movie. As a whole, I thought, based on the information I know about Motley Crue, I would say it was amazingly well done. I think that parts, granted, Bohemian Rhapsody had a bigger budget with a bigger band and a bigger cast, but there are parts of this, if not most of this, that I think rival Bohemian Rhapsody in the sense of being edgy. Don't get me wrong, Bohemian Rhapsody I thought was a great movie, and I knew Queen much better, so the songs had more feels and stuff like that. But this like is an edgy, crazy, wild movie, and they pull at your heartstrings too. There is a lot of emotional moments. There's a lot of sad things. If you know Motley Crue, then you'll know what I'm speaking of, but I'm going to talk about it in the spoilers. But it has the feels along with edginess, raunchiness. Like, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of drugs. They show in like pretty in-depth views of all of the above. So I love that kind of stuff. I want to see the down and dirty grittiness of it. Bohemian Rhapsody avoided a lot of that. Now I understand that because Bohemian Rhapsody is a mainstream film. They were going for like Academy Award winning buzz and stuff like that. This movie is a Netflix movie. They're not looking for that. They know they're going to get snubbed on anything anyway. Maybe, I mean, there was a lot of great performances in this. The guy that played Tommy, I think Ramsey did really well too. But actually, they all did well. Vince Neil, the guy that played Vince Neil, Ramsey played Mick Mars. Tommy Lee, I don't know who those guys are, but Machine Gun Kelly played Nikki Sixx. All of them did a phenomenal job. They all looked the part. They all played the part. I believed every minute of everything. And it was filmed amazingly. The cinematography, the way it was filmed, the way it looked. I loved how they did lots of montages of their wild nights, flying through hotel rooms on camera. Like they must have had cameras on rigs and just followed them through like halls, like running around, trashing joints, sleeping with girls, doing drugs. It was a very, like, I think at one point in the watch along, I even said this is one of the coolest montages I ever seen. Because most montages are dedicated to training montages in like action movies, growing up montages, building on something. These montages were what happens in a night with Motley Crue and would go from like 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. and just rapid fire, like boom, boom, boom. It was cool to watch. I really enjoyed it. But as a whole, I thought it was great. And especially coming from someone that isn't like a huge Motley Crue fan, I probably found it even more enjoyable, maybe. Because on the aspect of being a fan, you'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because you're watching your love portrayed in film. But not knowing a lot of the things that happen, I was surprised. There are many good reactions in my thing. I'll probably chop it up and maybe do a best of video for my watch along. But there are many things that happen in this movie. I didn't know the real outcome, so I was like, oh my God, like lots of shocking shit. Some of it ends up being true, some of it doesn't, but like not knowing the full story of Motley Crue gave me like a different view on it. There was no spoilers for me. If you were a fan of Motley Crue, then there is tons of spoilers in this movie because you know everything that happens. So having not known much about the band, I feel like I actually gained something that fans will get the love of the movie, but I feel like I gained more by watching it not knowing what happens. I would say Mick Mars, I would say he was the least talked about in the show. Also because he was more stable than the rest. So it was probably not fun to talk about his stories because he didn't have a whole lot of stories. It's like, well, I banged 3 girls and did $1,000 worth of heroin. What'd you do, Mick Mars? I drank this bottle of Jack and went home. It's like, okay, so he was the least talked about, even though he was the most recognizable face. Nikki Sixx was Machine Gun Kelly, who is very famous, rapper. Only musical people would know who Machine Gun Kelly is. And even then, you might not recognize him because he's, one, not himself, and two, a lot of people just don't recognize musicians, like unless you're a big fan of that musician or they're major stars like Lady Gaga or Eminem or something like that. I also heard there's a lot of beef going on with Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly. But I don't know. I don't really listen to like a whole lot of music. Like I listen to music on the radio and stuff, but I'm more of a movie and TV guy. So I don't know the whole beef going on, but it was funny that I just used Eminem as a reference and just remembered that. Anyway, movie's amazing, guys. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix now. Hopefully by the time you guys watch this, my watch along is done processing and you can watch it with me. But if not, I am sorry. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get it out there. Keep an eye out for it if it's not up when you see this. Also, after this, guys, I'm going to do the spoiler review. It's probably going to come up like very shortly after this, like no more than like an hour. So look for it like 30 minutes to an hour after you see this. You'll see the spoiler review. It's about as long, probably like under 10 minutes. I think you'll enjoy it. I go into the story and I talk about all the things I didn't expect and that blew my mind. So look for that. And also, my brother yesterday helped me do a Facebook page for ViewMasters Reactions. I'm letting you guys know on this video, in my banner up top where it says ViewMasters Reactions on my channel page, you'll see a Facebook icon. Click it and you'll be friends with me on Facebook. So another way to reach me, another way to see what I'm doing, stuff like that. I'm working on Twitter. I'm working on Instagram. I'm working on Patreon. So I'm obviously still new to all this, getting the hang of all this stuff, but now I'm like trying to branch out, do other things. Feel free to write the comments down below. Like and subscribe. Check out Facebook on the banner, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.